My fiance was a great father. He was a family man. He put his kids first and his family first. And now I have to tell my little ones that their father is not returning home anytime soon.
34-year-old Milton Grant was shot and killed, and his friend was injured when the two were ambushed while Grant sat in his BMW just before 5 a.m. Monday on Dyckman Street in the Inwood section.
I never thought that my husband would be taken from me in this way. We talked about having forever together, about raising our kids. We just put them in sports. And so now I'm thinking, how am I supposed to take them to practice without their dad accompanying me?
Police released surveillance video of the crime. Grant, while trying to get away from the suspects, was shot and crashed his car. It was at that point one of the suspects turns and is seen firing his gun at the man that was with Grant. He then jumps into Grant's car, robbing him of his chain, his watch, and a ring, while Grant died in the driver's seat.
My husband liked nice things. He worked hard for his jewelry, for his shoes, for his clothes, for his cars, and for someone to just murder him, senselessly murder him for his belongings instead of working hard for getting his own. It's a slap in the face. It's to take a life just for his jewelry is just insane.
According to Miss Jordan, as of this morning, police had yet to make contact with her, and police have made no arrests, but they have a substantial lead. This surveillance video recording another brutal, senseless murder that has robbed twin little boys of their father.
I don't even know how I'm going to go on. He picked them up from school. He was just a very hands-on father and a very hands-on son. Him and his father's relationship is they're thick as thieves. And that's how I wanted my kids to be with him, and now they've been robbed of that opportunity.
The four suspects drove off in a gray Honda Accord. You are asked to call police with any information.
Now, I've been getting a lot of comments of pro-blacks whining about my content, throwing hissy fits in the comment section. And one thing about that is, I expect that. I knew that. I always told you guys about that. They don't care about these people. They care about the criminal. In this case, it looked like it was some Puerto Rican dudes that robbed them. But they care about the criminal. They don't care about the victim. When they hear 700 murders last year in Chicago, they're thinking about the 700 shooters. I want you to know that. Pro-blacks, white liberals, they hear 700 murders in this city. The murder rate's going. They're thinking about 700 shooters. You have to remind them that there's 700 victims, mostly black. They have to be told that. And it's 700 families, mostly black. 700 baby mamas and wives, mostly black. Or husbands and baby daddies, mostly black, of these victims. They're thinking, man, you trying to make black people look bad, man. They're thinking about the shooter. The assailant. The attacker. The perpetrator, the suspect. That's where their heart, their empathy, their compassion goes to when they hear stories like this. And I want you to check them out in the comment section. They're always whining about how this makes... You're supposed to look bad when you... supposed to look this, you look bad. You just broad nightlight, ran up on a dude, executed him, shot the other guy, took their stuff, and just ran off. Left him, ruined the whole family, left some kids bastards. That looks bad. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, I'm trying to make black people look bad, I guess, right? But why are you whining about that in my comment section and getting blocked?
Now at 7:30 this morning, tourists running into trouble on South Beach when they say they were hit by hate. The men say they were stalked and attacked because of their sexuality.
7's Sheldon Fox reports in this exclusive. The accused attacker is now caught and cuffed.
He has a knife, is what's yelled on 9th Street near Collins Monday.
First impressions, this is a large man. This is a big joker. This joker at least 6'5", 6'6". This is a huge man. Pause. But yeah, that's NBA size right there. You can just, I can tell because I'm looking at certain reference points, but that's a big guy right here.
He has a knife, is what's yelled on 9th Street near Collins Monday morning, followed by an arrest of a man for battery. But it's how the violence was carried out. Are you in fear for your life at this point?
Yes, I really was.
And what was said before and during an attack of Alabama tourists that makes this so disturbing?
Are you gay? I don't like gay people.
He doesn't F with.
It's what 3 men visiting from Alabama said was spewed from a 6'4", 220-pound man who came at them on Ocean Drive.
Now listen. One thing I won't do is judge these brothers by their sexuality. Because as I've said plenty of times, if I was that sexuality, I would be in the closet. These brothers are very brave. Not as brave as the guys back in the day, but still, to a certain extent, brave, living their truth. Because there's a lot of people, as we know, that, don't want to live their truth. And if you're in the closet, you should be able to stay in the closet. I would be in the closet. Man, I just couldn't run around doing this. I couldn't run. I just look at these guys and be like, damn, man, salute, man. I just couldn't do it. But these young brothers, they're visiting Florida. They're having a good time. They're living the nightlife. They're doing whatever they want to do. And it's not a white supremacist. It's not a Capitol rider. It's not a Klansman. Look at who's running up on these black tourists. Just look at it.
Are you in fear for your life at this point?
Yes, I really was.
And what was said before and during an attack of Alabama tourists that makes this so disturbing?
Are you gay? I don't like gay people.
He doesn't F with.
It's what 3 men visiting from Alabama said was spewed from a 6'4", 220-pound man who came at them on Ocean Drive, according to the victims and Miami Beach police.
He ended up spitting at me, and then that's when he threw the beer at me.
Neither the 18-year-old tourist nor his 19 and 20-year-old friends wanted to reveal their names, but they gave an exclusive interview to 7 News about their brush with violence and hate that started on Ocean Drive. As they took a photo with friends, the men say they encountered this man who uttered homophobic insults.
I would love to see this brother's ancestry DNA, man. That joint probably say 150% sub-Saharan African DNA. This brother must be Haitian, man. Ain't no way. He been over here, people been over here for no 400 years. This brother Haitian. They just got over here been over here for this first generation, man. You ain't been over here for no 400 years, man.
Though not seen in the image, the suspect is told by the victim to move away.
Please move.
Soon after that, he
Hit me in the back with a chair, and he punched me. He swung kind of like this.
At this point, the victim said he had no choice but to defend himself.
I just saw something shiny on the ground,
He picked up a knife,
and I just stuck him with it. Ended up stabbing him like right here.
but it didn't end there. The
Salute, man. Salute, my G. Salute, my G. Salute, G. Defended yourself, man. That's why I tell you, man, you got to keep a N-word blade on you at all times, man. Keep an N-word off you blade. That's what we call them. Keep an N-word off you blade. Salute to the young man for defending himself.
said he had no choice but to defend himself.
I just saw something shiny on the ground,
He picked up a knife,
and I just stuck him with it. Ended up stabbing him like right here.
but it didn't end there. The suspect ripped the knife out of his own back. Here he appears to show his wound.
He had a knife in his hand.
Okay.
And I'm like, he got a knife. He's chasing my friend.
They'd end up on Collins with one of the victims running for safety with that injured suspect not far behind.
Looked like a knife in his hand.
The rest played out on the Sherbrooke Hotel security cameras belonging to Mitch Novick.
People were turning around with fear in their eyes.
Moments later, Miami Beach cops showed up. They apprehended everyone involved before arresting Glenford Rule.
Isn't it interesting how the cops showed up and took everyone into custody? No one died. Just like what happened in the other 17,984 police jurisdictions all day that day and all night that night. Millions of arrests, hundreds of thousands of arrests each day. Just go smooth. Knife wielding 6'4" shirtless homophobic maniac menacing up and down the street, chasing around members of the LGBT community. Cop shows up, he puts his hands up, drops the knife, submits the handcuffs, goes to the station, gets out the next day, and wait for his court date, which will be probably 3 months down in the future. Usually they set your court date for 2 to 3 months down the line. Even this guy has enough sense to like, I'm not dying. I mean, he just literally ran up on some like 18-year-old punks and started to mess and got shanked, got dealt with, and then was running around the street aimlessly chasing people around like Frankenstein. Which he's probably, a closet guy. Because, I mean, why would you be down there why would you go down there and be interacting with them if you, like, that just don't make no sense. All these women, tons of women down there, and you running up on these guys. So anyway, that's another story. This guy, as soon as cops showed up, hands up in the air. All right, man. It's over. Like, y'all ain't never played sports, basketball, football. Where all my athletes? All my athletes press 1. Press 1 on my athletes. Like, you're playing, then the ref blows the whistle. Like, you stop. Or the coach calls a timeout. Timeout. Like, you can keep playing if you want, but you're going to look crazy. Like, everybody just stops. That's not the time when you take out the knife and I'm going to kill you. Like, no, the ref blew the whistle. Coach called a timeout. You stop. Have y'all ever seen somebody, even in basketball, when they don't like the call and they're yelling at the ref, they still let the guy shoot the free throws? You never see nobody just be like, nah, go to the free throw line and block the dude's shot when he tried to shoot free throws because he feel it wasn't a foul. I mean, I commend this brother right here for that. You know, just like, and this happens 99.9% of the time. 99.99% of the time, because there's so many arrests, because there's 17,985 police departments working every single day, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. So there's countless arrests, and we see one here or there, but salute to this brother, man.
Moments later, Miami Beach cops showed up. They apprehended everyone involved before arresting Glenford Rule, who was first taken to the hospital before jail.
It's a hate crime. Yeah. You know, no one should be treated like that.
The Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office says it's aware of this case, and they're submitting it for review to their hate crime prosecutor. We're on South Beach. Sheldon Fox, Today in Florida.